Hey, how's it going? I could not find a tutorial online that would show me how to fix my garage door opener when it broke. And my garage door opener is held with a belt. Well, apparently, we've got an opportunity here to share a video. So let me switch to what happened. If you have something similar to a model 2026 overhead garage door opener, lighting's not great in the garage, sorry about that. But if you have something similar to that, where the rear gear is in the back, it strips out. So here's the metal piece, and here's these plastic. This was inside this, and it ripped out. So if you've got a piece like this that's broken, and you're like, man, what do I got to do to get this out? How do I fix this? And where do I go? I'll link the part that replaced it in the description, but it's a metal part. But I had lots of little pieces. So this all metal piece from Amazon, I'll send you a link. I'm sure it's the same thing on eBay and all that fun jazz. Okay, so the replacement's all metal. Now it's hard to see in the camera. Now there is a couple things that need to be switched. So when it comes like this with both sides. And then on the old pulley, you've got these little locking pieces, and they have to be put on. So we've got where it comes like this, and then we've got this piece from the other motor, and they just go together. And it just slides right on, because it's going to be used as a lock. And so both sides have them. Inside that lock is where it catches. So, just to show you, catches right here. So I'm just placing it, and then it locks right in place. And that is on both the top and the bottom. Okay, so to get to this point, I started out going up front. Okay, so the lighting isn't so good over here, but these two nuts I loosened. Now you can see how it kind of moves, but that gives me a little leverage. I also took the belt off. So I took the belt off, this pulley. Took the belt off this pulley right here. Also pulled the lock before I started anything so that this moves freely. Okay, on the very top, there are 3 bolts that have to be undone. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And they come off with a 13 millimeter. So they're pretty simple. Back, there is this piece here. And it has screw holes both on the top and the bottom. So it's back here, screwed in from the top and the bottom. You get them out, you pull them out, then you have to lift this a little bit to get the gear out. And then you got to pull the belt, then you got to get that gear out. So with the belt pulled out, I'm just going to take the gear, I'm going to set it inside, and I'm going to push it in place until it locks in. I'm going to turn it a little bit. And then squeeze down. And we've got it locked in up top. We've got it locked in the bottom. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to pull the belt through so it connects. See how the belt is in there. Then I'm going to grab my plastic piece and place that where it needs to be. So got it ready. I'm going to set a screw in there. I'm going to start it with the screwdriver. All right, so I have one start on top. Now I'm going to start one on the bottom. Now there's 4 of these, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. Okay, make sure they're tight, and then we'll go back up onto the garage door opener. Now that has to fit on that shaft right there, so as I pick it up, I gotta put it on the shaft. And you've got to watch out for these cords. Okay, so I've got it lined back up to the shaft. And now we've started one of the bolts, and we will put the rest of the other 2 in. Now both screws are in place, nice and tight. Nice and tight to the frame again. And we will, I got all 3 of them on there. Not sure you can see the 3rd one, but that's okay. And then we will go to the front and we will tighten those bolts over there. Okay, so we got the bolts nice and tight. We've got the belt on the pulley back here, and then this is the tensioner. And I'm just using a 13mm wrench, and I am tightening it with that because this bar that holds it up there gets in the way, so you have to use the open-ended part to do this. But yeah, so we're tightening it, and we're going to try to get rid of that slack, which as you look on the belt, it's pretty slacky. So we're going to work that slack out, and then we're going to turn that on. When finished putting that on, you may have to realign the door stop points. It's pretty easy to do. The first 2 arrows that have no words are just up and down. Once you get it all the way down, then you hold the arrow next to it with the set button for 5 or 6 seconds until you see one green light in the down and 2 green lights in the top. So you go all the way down, hit the down set button, 5 seconds, 1 green light. Okay, then you push the up arrow all the way up. Once you get all the way up that you want, you hit the set button, hold it for 5 seconds, then it'll blink twice, 2 green lights, and then you'll be finished. And it's fixed.